We're going to take up next the case of people of the state of Michigan versus Robert Cole. File number here is 26-3663FH. Appearances, please.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. It's my Robert Ringstrom, Assistant Prosecutor for Misaki.
Robert Champion appearing on behalf of Robert Cole, who's seated to my left, Your Honor.
Thank you. We're here today for the take-in of a plea pursuant to a pretrial agreement. I have attached, or have provided here a copy of a written pretrial agreement, which has been signed by the parties and counsel, as well as an advice of rights. As I understand, based upon these documents, defendant is currently charged with a single count of domestic violence as a third or subsequent offender, and he would be pleading guilty as charged that offense. The other is that there's an agreement that the court would modify bond, order that he comply with the KPEP program, and then he'd be placed upon a delay for up to a year if the defendant is successful in completing that delay without violations, including completion of the KPEP program. And Nancy, that's KPEP. Then the defendant would have the right to withdraw his plea to the domestic violence third and enter a plea to a domestic violence first, which is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days and or $500. Is that a complete and accurate statement, Mr. Ringstrom?
That is, Your Honor.
It is, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Cole, have you heard what the attorneys and I have talked about?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is that how you wish to resolve it?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, the best that you can, please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the information, testimony that you're about to provide, that it will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
That's right.
You may lower your hand. Mr. Cole, looking back on January 20th of this year, were you on probation, parole, or bond at that time?
January? No, Your Honor.
You are currently charged on this felony information, which is just simply a piece of paper, and you are charged with a single count of domestic violence as a third or subsequent offender. Domestic violence is initially a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days and or up to $500 in fines and costs. However, based upon this assertion that you have 2 prior domestic violence convictions, that is increased to be a felony punishable by up to 5 years and or up to $5,000 in fines plus costs. I'm told today that you're going to plead guilty as charged, and then we'll have it set for sentencing. In the meantime, you're also going to be your bond's going to be modified. You're going to be ordered to participate at the KPEP program. And when you come back for sentencing, I'd place you on a delay. Now, if you complete that delay, which is up to a year, successfully, which means you can participate in the KPEP program and comply with it and its terms and any other terms or conditions I give you, you'll have the right to withdraw your plea to the domestic violence third and then substitute for that a plea to a domestic violence first, which again goes down from a maximum of a felony up to 5 years down to a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days. You got it?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And is that how you wish to proceed today?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, before I go into this, Mr. Ringstrom, have you spoken with the alleged victim in the file?
I was not able to speak with the alleged victim due to the fact that there were charges pending against him also.
Oh, again.
Not for this, but
Oh, okay. I thought, all right. No. Where is he at?
he is not in the courtroom today. I know the mother is in the courtroom today.
Well, do you have an obligation underneath the Victims' Rights Act to confer with the victim?
We usually do, Your Honor.
Yeah.
However, if there's a problem with the fact that they're also a defendant, then we can't talk to them very easily.
Okay, all right. Is he a defendant involved in this same case?
Not in this same case, no.
He lives with his mother, so the court's aware, and they have been advised his mother is in the courtroom today.
Yeah,
Mother, what's your first and last name?
Roseanne Cole.
Roseanne Cole?
Yes.
And Miss Cole, have you spoken about this with is it your husband?
It was his 15-year-old brother.
Okay. Have you spoken about this potential plea here today with this brother?
No.
Okay. All right. Well,
But James would have no objection. When I
okay.
called the prosecutor's office.
But you are the mother of the victim whose name is James Edward Cole. Is that right?
I am also Robert's mother.
I got it. But so if you're the mother of the victim, then the mother of the victim can substitute in because he is a minor. So there we go. There's our loophole. All right. Mr. Cole. By entering this plea today, you're not gonna have, if I accept that plea, you're gonna be waiving certain rights and not have a trial. Does that make sense? Now, I'm holding up a piece of paper that Mr. Champion provided to me, and at the top it says advice of rights. And at the bottom, it appears to have a signature. Is that your signature at the bottom?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you read through this document before you signed it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand all the language that was on that piece of paper?
Yes, Your Honor.
And again, do you understand that by pleading guilty today, if I accept that plea, you will be forever waiving those rights as it applies to this particular case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Additionally, you'll be given up the right to claim that the plea was a result of any promise, threat, or inducement not told to me today on the record. Other than the terms of the agreement, which we've all gone over here today, have there been any other promises, threats, or inducements or coercion to get you to plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
Now, there's this thing here about putting you into this program, and it's a little bit of a Mr. Champion, is it inpatient?
It is a combination. It is a secure facility, but they send them out to other programming also, but
So does he have to turn himself in down there at a program?
exactly, Your Honor, and our office will provide transportation to that facility.
All right. Well, Mr. Cole, we have to go back here. So right now, you haven't posted bond and you're held in jail. If I take this plea and I accept it, the intent will be to modify your bond and order that within the next week through your public defender's office, you have to enroll and participate in this KPEP program successfully. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If for some reason you take off and you are not compliant, I'm just going to issue a bench warrant and bring you right back here. And keep in mind, because when I do this, you will have already pled guilty. You got it?
Yes, Your Honor.
And then to be able to get the benefit of this deal where it gets reduced from a felony to a misdemeanor, you have to comply with bond, as far as I'm concerned. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
So if you decide to take off, you're gonna be brought right back here
Yes,
and
Your
you're
Honor.
gonna have a felony conviction and we're just gonna proceed to sentencing. Do you get it?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Now, other than this, does anyone promise you exactly what I was going to do? Other than what I've just discussed? Has anyone told you anything else that I said I would do?
No, Your Honor.
So as to, wait, you've gone over all this with Mr. Champion, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has he been there and has he been able to answer all your questions?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you believe that this is in your best interest today?
Yes, Your Honor.
As to the single count of domestic violence as a third or subsequent, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Before the court can accept that plea, I need you to tell me what you did that makes you guilty of that offense. So turning your attention back to January 20th here in 2026, within the city of Lake City in Missaukee County. What happened between you and your brother, James Edward Cole?
I put hands on my little brother.
And so you put hands, all right? Was that in a religious manner or was it in a violent manner? Tell me about it.
It was in a violent manner. I
Okay.
got mad at him and I hit him.
How old are you?
20,
How old is he?
15.
And when you hit him, what do you mean hit him?
I hit him with the
Fist, open hand, you hit him with a snowball,
I hit him with the fist
okay? And where did you hit him? On,
in his face
okay? And was it just one hit?
a couple times.
Couple times. Now, when you did this, were you acting in self-defense? Was he trying to hit you?
No, Your Honor.
And you, of course, at the time this occurred, was it at your home?
Yes, Your Honor.
And does he live, or was he living with you at that time?
Yes, Your Honor.
And would you agree that this was something he didn't want to happen? Like he didn't want to be hit by you in the face?
No, I didn't want
Right. Now, I've got to ask a couple other questions. It looks like just in the past 2 years, you've had some other domestic violence convictions. So is it true that last year on June 12th of 2025, you were also convicted of domestic violence?
Yes, Your Honor.
Who was that upon?
My little brother.
Same brother?
Yeah.
And then there's another one on December 12th of 2024. What happened there? Is it true that you were convicted again of another domestic violence?
Yes, Your Honor.
Who was the victim in that one?
My little brother.
Same little brother?
Yeah.
All right. Mr. Ringstrom, do you believe the defendant has provided a factual basis to support the acceptance of the plea?
I think it has been very honest, straightforward, and yes.
Are you aware of any other promises, threats, or inducements? And you would report to compliance with Mission Control 6.302?
I do.
Mr. Champion, do you agree?
I agree on all three, Your Honor.
The court agrees and finds the defendant's plea today is made freely, knowingly, and voluntarily. The court further finds the testimony provided by the defendant under oath on the record satisfies the elements of this offense. Therefore, the defendant is found guilty of the single count of domestic violence as a third offender. The case will now be set for sentencing. I didn't cover it very well. There's another part of this agreement. It's really between you and the prosecutor, and said, I'll put you on this delay of sentence and allow you to continue this probationary term. It's not really probation, but it's like a probation. And that term is going to, that will include several terms such as not to use alcohol, not to use drugs, not to break the law, and even more importantly, to complete this KPEP program. Do you understand that? Now, if for some reason I do not go along with all this, at least between now and the sentencing, which will be in about a month, you'll have the right to withdraw your plea. Do you understand that? Right, you still wish to continue this plea that we've already gone over? I reaffirm the conviction. This case will now be set for sentencing. We'll be back here in about probably 45 to 50 days. Between now and then, an agent from the Department of Corrections, such as Ms. Odell behind you, she's going to complete a pre-sentence investigation report. Now, there are 3 steps that involve you in the preparation of this report. One of these reports must be prepared anytime someone is convicted of a felony in a state court in Michigan. It will describe the offense, the pretrial agreement, information about you, information that you provide, information about prior performances on bond, probation, parole, also information about criminal history. It will also make a recommendation as to a sentence, and it will include something called a sentencing guideline scoring. Please keep in mind that the scoring is not mandatory for the court to follow, and any recommendation as to the sentence is strictly that, just a recommendation. I'm the one who will determine the sentence. Now, again, as I said a moment ago, there are 3 steps that involve you in the preparation of the report. Number 1, you're going to get a packet. And if that packet's already been handed over to the undersheriff, you're going to complete it and turn it back in to the Department of Corrections, which is here in this building up 1 floor. Well, there's only 2 floors upstairs. You'll also be subject to an interview. You have the right to have your attorney present during that interview. And third, once Mr. Champion gets this report, which will probably be in about 3 weeks, he's going to have to sit down and go over it with you. So you must maintain communication with him. Each side wants to go over that report to make sure that it is complete and accurate before the court issues a sentence. Do you understand what I've talked about with you just now? All right. Before I get to the bond questions, anything else, Mr. Ringstrom?
No, Your Honor.
Anything else, Mr. Champion, besides that one?
Besides that, Your Honor, I would ask the court if he has entered the KPEP program, would it be permissible for him to appear by Zoom from KPEP?
as long as he is appearing from the KPEP program, I do not want to interfere with that program. Okay?
Thank you.
Now, Mr. Cole, that brings up a good question. If you are at this KPEP program and we come back here for sentencing in about 4, maybe 5 weeks, you have the right to be physically present in the courtroom whenever there's a sentencing hearing. However, you may waive that right and appear instead via Zoom on this monitor over here. And I will only do that as long as I'm told that you are at the KPEP program. But I also can only do it if you tell me right now that that's okay. All right, the court accepts the waiver of appearing in person and will allow the defendant to appear via Zoom, provided he is participating in that program, which merely means he's compliant with his bond conditions. This court, once he.
We'll have to adjust, we'll have to run down the date, Your Honor, so I can file a stipulation with the prosecutor in the court, what date he'd be transported to.
Okay, let's do that. I'm going to leave the bond right now where it's at, so you're gonna go back into the jail. Then what I'm going to do is I'm instructing Mr. Champion to work with Mr. Rickstrom. And Mr. Champion is going to communicate with the KPEP program. Once he does, the two of them are going to put together a stipulation that says the parties agreed to modify the bond to a portion recognizance bond, and that the defendant must attend, enroll, and participate successfully in the KPEP program. Okay? All right. So I suspect I probably should get that. I'm going to probably next week. So.
Should, Your Honor.
All right, good enough. All right, folks, thank you very much for your time and resolution.